Hey everybody, coming to you with the second to final installment of our top 5 listings of 2024. And this one was a really great one. It was 7080 Applewood Drive in Madison. And it's this really unique neighborhood where it's a whole cul-de-sac of homes, all about 1 to 2 acre lots, mostly large homes. This one happened to be about 3,000 square feet on a full acre, and but very, very private. And what's really cool is you're like on the west side of Madison, like really, I mean, just a few minutes from like the restaurants, shops, all the kind of the west side of Madison amenities. Yet you're actually in town of Middleton, where you're still part of the Middleton School District. Town of Middleton, a little bit better, tax situation. So really, really good from that standpoint. So it was really, really hard to find comparable sales to this one. Ultimately, we agreed to list it for $800,000, and we ended up with a final sale price of $915,000, $115,000 above list price, 14% above list. And we actually had another offer, just like the last one, that was willing to pay a lot more. They had an escalator all the way to $1 million, but their timeline was much, much different than the sellers, and every other buyer was willing to accommodate my seller's timeline, other than this one buyer that was willing to pay a lot, but they were only willing to beat any offer by, in the grand scheme of things, a pretty thin margin that ultimately didn't matter to the sellers near as much as having that timeline, because they were moving out of state and needed to stay in the home for an extended period of time. So anyways, because of that, they ended up going with, still an offer, $115,000 above the list price, and hit all their timelines. But what was really cool about this one is they actually purchased the home for $565,000 in 2020. They did invest about $100,000 into completing the basement build out, which was pretty remarkable. Actually, the whole home, the previous owner had just remodeled the whole home inside and out right before listing it in 2020, which was again unique because most of the homes in this neighborhood were built in the 60s and 70s. So to have one home that looked like it was brand new was pretty remarkable. But yeah, with the basement build out, it was over 3,000 square feet, and they put that $100K of equity in. So anyways, long story short, they end up gaining $250,000 of equity in just 4 years through the whole process. So again, just like I've said with these other groups, just so glad we could really help these guys with this sale and have such a great outcome that they were able to take it and really move into the home of their dreams and move closer to family, and was just really glad to see that. So anyways, that's what ended up making this one on Applewood be our top 5 listing of 2025 in the number 2 spot, which means we only have one more to go. So stay tuned and we will talk about that one in a little bit.